What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Game of Thrones video. So if you're new to the channel, please consider leaving a like and a subscribe down below. I've also got my Avengers Endgame videos as well that I've done because that film was epic, as you can see up there. But Game of Thrones, man, I need a Valium after that. I need something to calm me down. It's like 4 a.m. here, and I need to go to sleep once I've done this video because that episode was amazing. It was stunning. Let's not forget, we'll talk about the ending later, but as a whole, the episode was stunning the way it was shot, and I can certainly appreciate and understand why the cast had absolute hell filming that episode, because the way it was shot felt like an actual movie. As we saw the Dothraki at the start go towards the army of the dead, you just think, and you saw the flames extinguish, you think, man, we are screwed. We, the audience, are screwed. Winterfell is beyond screwed, and it's not looking good whatsoever. So we saw them fight valiantly towards the death. It just was amazing. The one problem with the episode I had, I tweeted it as well. You can check out our social media at Superheronexus on Twitter and Instagram. I couldn't see a lot. I was watching on Now TV, which is a streaming service in the UK, and it was very, very dark, and lots of points there was ghosting, and there was lots of frame rate issues with the stream. I'm not sure if it was the episode or just the stream, to be honest. So that was a bit odd there, in my opinion. I wasn't sure what they were doing with that, and it just felt a bit weird that it was such a poor episode. And I'll probably watch it later on in HD, hopefully in 4K at some point in the future as well, to really appreciate this episode. But the fighting was amazing. It very much, the tone of the episode, you felt like this was it. You felt that there was no hope whatsoever. And at no point in the episode did you have any hope that anyone would survive, that the battle would be won, and that was that. And that's what was really good about this episode, as we saw the kind of World War Z style piling up. We saw the Night King controlling from up in the sky, and I'm a bit disappointed that we didn't see much more of him in the episode. But we had some big deaths. Your girl Lyanna went out like a true G. Absolutely ride or die to the end. She fought that giant at the end and went like that in him, and that was him done, which I thought was really, really cool, and a real kind of how the character is in a way. But considering that Jorah Mormont is dead, well, it looks like that's it. House Mormont has reached its natural conclusion, and there is no longer anyone on Bear Island who is leading Bear Island. So there's no more House Mormont, which is a complete shame. But Dolores Ed as well, rip, bro. Weird kind of last words saying, "Oh God, Sam" there, which was really, really odd to have his last words. But Sam, again, an absolute pussy. Throughout the whole episode, he was just running away and kind of just there sobbing, as we saw Jon Snow at the end of the episode. We saw him just sobbing like a little bitch, which was a shame. But now we know that he will be the one who survives the whole thing and write the story of the Fire Ice story thing as well, book. We know that's definitely going to happen now because he survived the Long Night Part 2 Electric Boogaloo. But as well, we've also got some other deaths. Of course, Jorah Mormont. I'm not too sure. I couldn't see if Jaime or as well as that Brienne Tarth and Grey Worm had survived. I couldn't quite make that out. So I guess we'll have to get clarification next episode. Or I'll probably just watch it again and pay a bit more closer attention. But like I said, it was really dark and you couldn't really see all that much, to be honest, in the episode. But the big thing in this episode was the crypts. And in my video review last week, I got it wrong about the Night King going to King's Landing. I didn't expect what happened at the end to happen so soon. I don't think anyone expected this. But I'll talk about it later on, and it does make sense in my opinion. It does actually reach a lot of... It makes sense, basically, in the long and the short of it. But the crypts were dumb. Many of us were expecting the Night King to come in and actually kind of raise his arms, and then the Starks will, come back to life. It's always been... The crypts have been a big thing at the start of this season. They're a big thing at the start of the show, pretty much. And we saw all the kings of old, the old Stark kings, come back and kill everyone in the crypts there, which we had a great touching moment with Tyrion and Sansa as they pull their dragonglass daggers, and it's really cool seeing those people, those together to the end, and at the end of the day, Sansa didn't blame him for anything, and she really liked him at the end of everything, and this was very much an episode about redemptions, of course, as well. Another death would be Beric Dondarrion. Your boy did it. But a lot of people are saying on Twitter and Reddit that he was the prince that was promised because he saved everyone. No. They pulled a sneaky on you. But, of course, the crypt was a dumb idea from the start. And did no one think that, well, there's dead down there? And what? It just felt bizarre, to be honest. And it just was absolutely dumb. But the prince who was promised is a lie. Because Jon and Daenerys and many others that Melisandre thought would be the prince who was promised, nada. It's Arya Stark. And they foreshadowed this way back when we had the High Priestess who went to meet Tyrion and Varys when she said that, well, it's gender neutral. Many others throughout the episode, throughout the seasons and shows, said that it is gender neutral. Of course, Aemon Targaryen mentioned that as well, that it is a gender neutral word in High Valyrian. So the prince or princess was Arya because, of course, she will be a princess because she will be part of the family who will be sitting on the Iron Throne in the end. So that's a bit of a spoiler there for the next 3 episodes, because we know that Jon Snow in some way will be sitting on the Iron Throne, and her and his relations will be princesses and princes. So that's quite massive there. And of course, as well, George R.R. Martin said that Arya, Bran, and Jon and Daenerys will play the biggest part in the show, which of course Arya did, killing the Night King, which I did not expect. And Theon, another death there. We got off very lightly with the deaths in this episode, I think, in my opinion. We got very lightly. But this was foreshadowed heavily in the season 3 episode 6, when Melisandre actually met your girl Arya, saying that I see a lot of darkness in you, and that you will actually, you will put out eyes forever, which is green eyes, brown eyes, blue eyes, which she did put out forever. So while that could be perceived as, oh, you're going to kill people with blue eyes quite easily, blue eyes is the White Walkers, and of course is the Night King, because she's killed them forever. And she pulled a sneaky. She did a Rey from Star Wars when she did the same thing. She also did that again. She pulled a little drop trick against Brienne of Tarth as well, which was pretty. So it's been foreshadowed quite heavily. So in a way, they have been hinting at this from the very beginning. Her powers, her training has been hard fought. She's pulled tricks left, right, and centre. So it's quite cool there, to be honest, that happened. And I did think that while we didn't see much of the Night King and know his motivations, it's one of those things where it's not that important. It's a Snoke kind of thing in Star Wars, where it's the journey and the end that's important, not the kind of motivations of the villain, which is a bit of a shame, because Avengers in Infinity War and Endgame did it very well, explaining the motivations of the villain, and you really do get more invested in it once you know really what they want. But I guess Night King, we know what he wants. Bran's told us what he wants, and Bran knew all along with that Valyrian dagger what's going to happen. And it's quite kind of poetic there that it was given to Arya in the same place she killed the Night King, and it was also the dagger that was going to be attempted to use to kill Bran as well. So he knew all that along. Again, more foreshadowing for Arya to kill him. Once you look at, in hindsight, once you look at all the pieces, it makes complete sense that she did actually kill the Night King, and she was the prince that was promised, or princess there as well. But the question is he dead? Yes. I'm, in my opinion, based on the trailer for next week, I do think that the Night King is completely and utterly gone. I think that is it. This is the story of the Great War done, and now the Game of Thrones needs to be completed. It needs to be absolutely finished once and for all. and that'd be really, really cool. It'd be interesting to see if, of course, the next episodes, the next book, sorry, are like Winds of Winter, and we've got A Dream of Spring. I would be interested to see that the Winds of Winter is the last 2 seasons we've had, or at least the season we've just had. And then, of course, a Spring is the fight against Cersei, which I think would be really, really awesome. And that's what's coming up next, the fight against Cersei. Of course, Daenerys has like 25 people left. That's like literally it. The trailer for next week shows barely any people. And of course, you've got 20,000 soldiers minimum for your girl Cersei. So minimum, she's got 20,000, and maximum as well, she's got the rest of the Lannister army, the Ironborn as well. And Theon is dead, so rip, bro. So I'm going to be excited to see where this goes next. We've got, like I said, we've got 3 more episodes left. That's more than enough time to wrap up what is happening. This was very much the final battle. Not the final battle, but the big battle of this season. And now we mop up all the storylines, moving towards the end of the show with Daenerys or Jon Snow sitting on the Iron Throne, which I think is pretty damn awesome. But that is it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please do subscribe. Please do like. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye.